Hello, welcome to BERWICK Mitsubishi. My name is Bailey and today I'm going to be doing a walk around video of our Outlander LS edition. But before I get into showing you this beautiful car, I want to mention just a few things. And one of those being our Diamond Advantage. Our Diamond Advantage includes three things. Our 10 years of warranty, which is capped at 200,000 kilometers, our 10 years cap price servicing, which is capped at 150,000 kilometers, and also 4 years of roadside assistance. Now, we'll get into the car. Underneath the bonnet here, we have a 2.5 litre petrol engine, which gives you a range of 7.7 litres per 100 kilometres. Perfect for road trips, many sporting events, and also just doing your typical errands that you may need to do. Now, a lot of people go for a few things with a new car, one being safety and the other being style. As we can see, the Outlander has a stylish, aggressive looking front with the additional silver around the lights, silver along the grille, and our silver undergarnish, as well as our chrome badge. This just makes it contrasting, especially with this beautiful cosmic blue color. Now, underneath here, you can see the 4 sensors around the car, which are color matched to the paint. These sensors help with a few things, such as your front collision mitigation, your parking. When you're trying to park, the sensors will start to beep, and also a few other safety features, which I'll get into in just a bit. Now, as we walk around the car, you'll see this beautiful Outlander badge, which is actually an accessory, which is one of many that you can add with the car. Now, if you follow me along here, I'll show these 18-inch alloy wheels that are silver, which just give a very nice contrast between the dark blue and then the bright silver wheels, making you a nice presence on the road. Now, as we move on to the mirrors here, we see the integrated indicators, which if I demonstrate here, they flash, giving the people behind you a nice vision, and especially for the people on the side, they can see whether you're wanting to turn. Now, just on the side here in the mirror, you do have your blind spot warning, which will actually highlight orange and flash red if you do indicate to try and move over. But before I jump into the inside of this car, I want to mention our weather shields, which is another accessory that you can add with the car. Just gives it a nice look, especially since they're custom to the car, as you can see by this little Outlander symbol just on there. Now, if we jump into the car, you'll notice a few things. Carbon interior, just giving it a nice look just in a few places, just to make it look a little bit nicer. And as we jump in here, we do have our cloth seats, as well as fitted with our Outlander carpet mats. Now, just in the car, you have your typical storage right here, which has a good amount of space for anything that you may need to hold, and also a nice light for your passenger mirror for when you just need to look at yourself, and it provides just a little bit of light. Now, I'll get more into the driver's side, but once we get around to the other side of the car. Jumping out, we'll come into the passenger side. If you want to take a look just in there, as you can see, the same cloth seats, as well as same carbon found right next to the window. And just on the inside, you do have 2 USB ports just underneath here, as well as vents for those passengers, and a little storage compartment. Now, one thing that I am going to mention while I'm on this side of the car is these back seats are actually on rails, and this allows you to have your 7-seat passengers in there, giving them a little more leg room. And this way, once they're in, nice and comfortable, you can adjust your seat and the position of the seat to where both passengers will be comfortable. Now, as we move to the boot of the vehicle, you'll notice just a few things. One, with the taillights wrapping all the way around, giving you a lot of visibility at night, with the addition of this little red marker underneath to give you that extra safety, so cars can actually see you a bit better on the road, increasing your road presence. Also included in our safety features, you have your rear sensors. They help with parking and a few other safety features, as well as your rear camera just underneath there. Now, we also spoke about style previously. A chrome Outlander badge and chrome Mitsubishi badge, as well as the silver undergarnish just there, giving it a nice, again, contrasting look, but stylish look. Now, moving on to the boot, as we open this up here, we'll notice a few things. Starting off with our 7 seats. The Outlanders come as a 5+2-seater, which means while they aren't a dedicated 7-seat, it still has the option of them. Now, you may be wondering where the headrests are. They sit just under this little compartment here and just under the cargo blind, and there are your headrests just there. As well as in this storage, you find your cargo blind, your also jack and stand for when you need to use your spare tire in the case of an emergency, which is found just underneath here, and that's where your space saver is. Now, we'll close all this up and we'll mention just a few more features. In order to pull the seat down and make it all flat, you'll lift this lever up and just push it all the way down, and as you can see, lays perfectly flat with a very good amount of boot space. Now, you may see this lever on the side here. What this does is if I were to flick this lever down, it folds your seat the entire way forward, allowing you to put anything large straight in without having to put it down and open up this passenger door in order to fold that seat down. Have a nice easy lever just on the side here for that. Now, in terms of the boot, that's pretty much everything. So we can use this nice little handle that they've put here, which is very handy, in order to easily shut the boot, making it nice and simple. Now, as we come around the car, again, we see our tail light wrapping all the way around and our fuel cap. In the driver's side, there's no longer a lever to open up the fuel cap. As long as the car's unlocked, all you have to do is give it a little press and it opens, as well as no more cap on your fuel fillers. All you do is you grab the nozzle and just press it straight in, and that opens and you can fuel up nice and easy. And again, to shut it, you just give it a nice gentle press and it'll lock for you when the car is locked. Jumping into the passenger side, we do see that the seat is folded down. All you have to do is just push it straight back up. And if you do want to angle the seats, use this lever on top here to angle them further down. And if you do want access to your cup holders, you give this lever a pull and fold this down, and then you have the access to your cup holders as long as you don't have somebody sitting in the middle seat. And we'll fold that one back up, and just behind the driver's seat, as well as the passenger seat, you do have a few compartments to store a phone, an iPad, tablet, or anything that you do need to hold. Now, we'll shut this door and we'll jump over into the driver's side, again mentioning our button in order to lock and unlock the car. As long as the keys are nearby, this feature does work. However, if the keys weren't on me, this button would not open the car or lock the car. Now, as we jump inside, I'll be able to show you a bit more of the features on the interior. Now that we're on the inside of the vehicle, I'm going to go through just a few of the features that you're going to find inside of it. Starting over here, you have your automatic window controls. Just further up, you do have your mirror controls and also your central locking controls. Just underneath the steering wheel here, you have your lane departure prevention button in order to turn that on or off. You have the button to change the brightness on the dash and also to change the angle of the lights. Now, moving on to just behind the steering wheel, you have a few things here. Starting off with your automatic headlights and automatic high beams, which as we can see just here, if I flick it down, it goes to automatic and I won't have to touch that anymore. And same thing with our wipers. I flick it down just one and now it's on automatic, so I won't have to change my wipers anytime it starts to rain. Now, also behind the steering wheel, we have our paddle shifters for when you want to change gears and do it yourself manually. On the left side is to turn the gears down, and to turn the gears up is just on the right here. Now, in case you're not comfortable with the seating position that the car may come in order to change that, there's a bar just underneath the bottom, which you can hold up and then slide your seat forward or back. And also just along the side, you have a few levers to change the seat and height as well. And also for the steering wheel, you flick this lever just underneath here and you can change the distance of it, and also whether it goes up or down, just to make whatever driving position is most comfortable for you. Now, getting onto the controls within the steering wheel, you have your adaptive cruise control, as well as to change the distance between it, the car in front of you. Your speed limiter, in order to set your cruise control, you would press that button and flick it down. You can pick up and hang up calls, and also speak to Siri if you have your phone connected by wireless Apple CarPlay or wired Android Auto. and also the car's inbuilt voice recognition system. Now, onto the left side here, you have a few buttons. One, this big button here is to control the dash, which you can go forward and back. And if I press this button here, this will bring us to a little shortcut menu, which you can choose all of your driver assistance settings and turn them on and off to whatever best suits your driving needs. Now, you can also skip songs and fast forward them, and also control the volume by pressing it up and down instead of having to mess around on the screen over here. Now, moving on to the screen over here, I'll mention just a few things such as the inbuilt navigation system called SatNav, the reverse camera which you can find just by putting the car into reverse, and also all of your audio settings just in here. Now, you have AM, FM, DAB, Bluetooth audio, and again, as I mentioned earlier, if you do connect your phone, if you're Apple, you have wireless Apple CarPlay, or if you're Android, you have wired Android Auto, which you do connect just by these two USBs just down here. Now, you also do have a wireless charger, if your phone allows that, for ease of access. Now, I'll move on to our dual climate control settings, which if I turn them on just here, the car turned off, I apologize. Using our start and stop button just up here, we can now turn on our dual climate control settings. Obviously, you have your fan speed buttons just here, your mode button, front and rear demisters, as well as being able to control the temperatures differently for both your driver and passenger. And if you do need them to be synced up, you just press the little sync button there, and then the two temperatures will match. But for the time being, we'll have that one off and we'll move further down. Starting with our transmission, which is actually a CVT transmission. In order to put the car in drive, you just press this down. In order to get it into reverse, you press the button on the side and drag up, and then just press this little P in order to park the car. And as well as parking the car, you also need to turn on the electronic handbrake, which all you have to do is treat it like your manual one, where it is if you flick it up, your handbrake will be on, and if you push it down, your handbrake will actually turn off. And the auto hold button just below that is when your car comes to a complete stop, your electronic handbrake will automatically come on, and that way you don't have to constantly hold your foot on the brake, just relieving your leg from using a bit of pressure just for a little bit. And when you do accelerate, that will turn off. Now, moving into your drive modes, you do have your 5 drive modes: Eco, Normal, Tarmac, Gravel, and Snow. Your electrochromatic rear view mirror, which means if somebody's high beaming you or you have very bright lights behind you, this will automatically dim itself without using a little lever just underneath. And just up here, you do have a sunglasses holder, as well as your 2 cabin lights, and the same option to have the lights come on when you open up the doors. As I finish up the walk around video of our Outlander LS edition, I want to mention just a few more things. Starting with the colors of the car, it comes in white, a white diamond, red diamond, cosmic blue, which is this beautiful color here, a graphite gray, a sterling silver, and also a black. It has a variety of colors to suit whatever option you feel like having. As well as this beautiful car, we do have 2 amazing finance managers who can help you get the best financial options for you. Thank you so much for walking around the Outlander LS edition with me, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day.